This past 5 year, Derry City and Strabane District Council has been holding a yearly Ulster Scots language week. For a' that, I hadna heard about it mysel afore last year's ain. That was back in November 2023. When I read about it, I was curious to go over there to see and to hear if it was going on. Some of the week's events were hodded online, but there was 3 of them hodded live. This was the ains I got over there to see. One of the things I found out is that Ulster Scots, for most folk, is nae a hale spoken tongue like North East Scots. For most folk, it's a core of Scots words used in among English. Many I spoke tell me there's places yet for hale Ulster Scots as fluent speakers, but Derry is nae one of them. The first live event was run by Chris Haddo, a Scotsman fae Gallowa. At hame, Chris writes the column "Haud the Bus" for the wee paper. Now he was in Derry to help local folk take their first steps in writing in Scots. The first step was to think of Scots words they kent to use in a story. Chris kens the art of making a story come to life, a bit at a time. With Chris's help, folks' next step was to join their words together in stories of their own. The second live event was cried A Dander Through Narnia, based on the stories of C.S. Lewis. The writer Robert Campbell gied a talk that was pairt readings for the Narnia books, pairt his own Ulster Scots translations for them, and pairt to it his commentary on fit we were hearing and seeing. It ended with, To Another Mouse, his parody of Burns's Weelkind poem, only this time the mousey is een of Narnia's spickin' mouseies out of the story about Prince Caspian. The last event come from Raymond Blair, a local writer. He gied us a talk about somebody I hadna heard of afore, Frances Brown. She was a poet born in County Donegal in 1816, and she was left blind after she took smallpox at the age of 18 months. There was nae braille in those days, but still, with her sister for a scribe at the beginning, she made a living writing poetry. That said, she was a political thinker as well as a poet. Fae Donegal, she flitted to Edinburgh and bade there for a time, and syne gaed on to London. The first 2 of the 3 events were hodded in Derry's historic Guildhall. Inside, there was signs written in Ulster Scots and Irish as well as English. The Cooncil's host at all 3 events was Paul O'Friel, that said himself that his main language interest is in Irish. Though didn't stop him from doing a recht rare job at the Ulster Scots events. We could be doing with something the same here in the North East.